What do millionaires do differently than everybody else? Have a high enough household income to meet their basic needs, and then they save and invest their money consistently over decades. Compounding is a hell of a thing. Earning 7% on your money doubles it in 10 years. You don't need to make over $100K to reach a $1 million balance in investments. You just get there a hell of a lot faster if you make more money, because it's easier to avoid excessive spending on wants than it is to avoid spending on needs and simple comforts. My dad was a teacher and my mom was a nurse, so we were never rich. But they were both determined to save for retirement, so they started investing early. They didn't have a lot of money to invest at first, but they put away whatever they could each month. And they never gave up, even when times were tough. Over the years, their investments grew and grew. And now, in their retirement years, they're millionaires. They don't live a lavish lifestyle, but they're comfortable and they can do whatever they want. They travel the world, see their grandchildren all the time, and volunteer for causes they care about. My parents' story taught me that you don't need to be a high-powered executive to become a millionaire. You just need to be patient and disciplined. If you can save and invest consistently over time, you'll eventually reach your financial goals. As a profession, teachers tend to have a lot saved up for retirement. The key is slow and steady consistency and discipline. They say they know they don't make a whole lot, so they need to save what they can. Many folks with high income tend more to blow it all living their lifestyle. My dad has over $1 million in assets. My dad grew up extremely poor and enlisted in the military at 18. Spent 30 years in the military and then another 20 in civil service. It's all about saving and investing. Yeah, the military offers tons of advantages and opportunities to save that most people at that pay grade could never have. Subsidized rent, healthcare, home loans, education, etc. The trade-off, of course, is that you have to be willing to kill and die for your country. Well, that and surrender total control of your life at various points. Saving my first $1 million took me 10 years since I started working. I managed to add another $1 million around 3 years after that. 6 more years and I'm up to around $8 million. It's crazy how quickly money starts compounding and how every additional dollar you earn goes straight into earning you more money. The Millionaire Next Door by Stanley/Danko. College professors study millionaires and find that vast majority spend below their means, save more than the average, invest early and often, and don't chase expensive things. You'd be amazed how many people earning $200,000 a year don't have any wealth. Focus and a good work ethic really can get you to $1 million, no matter who you are. I got a friend who worked his absolute butt off with one goal: to make money. He really started from nothing. Now he is making over $100,000 a year, and that's still not enough for him. He is literally like a wolf when it comes to making money. He cut off all distractions that don't aid him in his goal, other than some of his longtime friends like me. Some might call him a workaholic, which he is. But he isn't putting the hours into his job, he is putting the hours into finding ways to make even more money, furthering his education, getting training, looking for higher paying jobs, investing, doing side gigs, etc. I'm too lazy for that stuff. I'm fine with my middle-class salary. It's really easy to spend below your means and save when you have that level of expendable income. This isn't sage wisdom, it's moronic misunderstanding. More money makes life easier. It's not hard to live on $200,000 a year when you make $1 million. People usually fall into the temptation of increasing their spending as their income increases. It is surprisingly unusual to spend $200,000 a year when you make $1 million. Spending $1 million a year isn't hard. That's cool as hell. I love the whole live below your means. Can't stand these folks out here feeling the need to flex. Nothing wrong with dressing well or having nice cars, but I see some people go overboard. Millionaires? Many of them are not as different from you as you think. Billionaires, on the other hand. You know what the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire is? About $1 billion. Even so, there are still things millionaires will do differently than regular folk. They won't worry about how much their groceries cost, or if their car needs repairs, they just bring out the credit card to pay for it. If they want to take an extravagant vacation, they can and they will. They may live relatively normal lives but do so in a much less stressful or budget-conscious way. Depends on the class of millionaire. Some people get a lot of savings by being very frugal for years on end, and they stick with those habits. Some people do things like FIRE and emphasize not wasting their money. And others just make a crap ton of money, and no matter what they spend it on they always have more coming in. I have an extended family member who her and her husband make between $2 to $5 million a year from various government contracts their individual companies have. They spend like they're running the US budget, but because their incomes are so high, they never seem to run out of money. They own a 12,000 square foot, $2 million home, multiple luxury vehicles free and clear, as well as 100% equity in their respective companies. Nothing frugal or otherwise, very poor defense. They're just lucky they play incredible offense money-wise. Some people become millionaires not because they make a lot, but because they save well and invest wisely. For this latter category, they will absolutely worry about groceries and they will absolute coupon clip, far better than you and me probably. Why are they millionaires? So that they can retire early, not so that they can buy nice cars. Also, having money saves even more money from buying in bulk, having space to store that bulk, buying in bulk and having storage space to wait for sales, resulting in even more money saved. 5% cashback credit cards, no debt interest, don't need to work as much, more time to cook healthy meals, healthier meals, less health problems, etc. It all adds up. Having money is cheaper saves more money than being poor. The well-known being poor is expensive. A millionaire is a broad spectrum. Having 1 million is a different thing than someone having 50M or 100M plus. Anyone who starts saving few dollars here and there can be a millionaire by the time they retire. It's not that hard or different from what regular folks do. And the simple answer is just living below their means. I'm a millionaire and I don't own a car. I ride a bike everywhere and have for the last 20 years. Uber to the airport but bike everywhere else. All my business associates know I make all my phone calls from my bike ride. Most millionaires became rich by being extremely frugal. Daily clothing is all from Target. Food is home cooked, mostly sourced from Walmart and Costco. When you first start making money, your friends convince you to buy something expensive, and you do it and realize you only do that stuff to show off. When you really make money, you don't need to show off anymore. If you saw me on the street, you'd think I was one step up from homeless. No one will ever rob me, the robbers worry about what I would do to them. That's the way to do it. My roommate has just started making a lot of money and the first thing he did was buy a new watch. He says he wants to show off with it, but I don't get it. Buying flashy things doesn't make you wealthy, it's how long your money can last at your current expenses. I know a wealthy guy who rides his bike to work and he's the man. Great guy who invests in the community. By the numbers, your average millionaire just owns a house in a major coastal metro and invests in their 401k. Or if you're talking about deca millionaires, they own equity in a valuable business, most likely theirs. If you're talking about billionaires, they typically founded, built, or managed a large business. They live a life of thrift and saving smart investments. Putting off pleasure for down the road. However, I'm on a retirement board and I see a lot of these people, they've got 4 million, 5 million socked away, but they've spent the past 60 years being thrifty. They can't bring themselves to go out on a cruise, fly across the Pacific, go to Europe or go to a foreign country and enjoy themselves. What they failed to do was let themselves enjoy it here, and they're sitting at home. They got grandkids maybe, but there's more than a few that have no children and they're going to end up just leaving it to charity, which is fine, but they never really enjoyed their lives. My financial planner just gave me a lecture on this. The next week I showed up in a 350Z convertible. Not a ton of money, and a 19-year-old car, but still a wild idea for a guy that grew up poor. I had to put gas in it, and it takes expensive gas. Oh crap. It broke my brain. I really respect this take about using money to enjoy life before retirement. But it's not for me. I never want to have to worry about being able to fund my retirement. Never want to have the uncertainty of where I'll get money if I'm suddenly not able to work as I get closer to retirement age but without retirement money. To me, long-term financial security is worth sacrificing a lot of indulgences. I'll still spend here and there for special experiences and things I highly value. But my daily and weekly routines will be frugal.